Hey guys, welcome back to class. So for those that want to follow me on Twitter, Brycon_raw, new content coming out whenever I can. My life, Instagram, no Snapchat. Until then, follow me on Instagram, Brycon_raw. Cheers. Alright guys, so there was this book that a lot of people have recommended thousands and thousands of times. I'm not really sure why. It was very popular. It's by Gary Chapman, right? So for those that have read it, you already know what I'm talking about, the 5 languages of love. So basically what we've seen is that this phenethylamine, right, PEA specifically, is as addictive as meth, right? So this is that love at first sight, right? This moment where we are infatuated by new relationships, this new relationships energy, this new relationships feelings. So basically what we've seen is that this only lasts for 2 years. I'm not really sure why, but we had Dorothy Tenoff do a lot of research with this. Even Helen Fisher actually found this out with a lot of the anthropology research that she's done without the years. So basically this phenomenon is called the in-love phenomenon, right? It's an instinct. We instinctually find someone that we are wholly attracted to and we latch on to them. Now, the problem is that because this doesn't last too long, we need to find other ways to keep that love going on. So we have different ways, right? And the way to do this is by communication, right? So effective communication is what everybody needs to continue, right? Because we can't accommodate to something that we don't like. It's just not possible. So once we have both partners or simultaneously all the partners within a relationship, whether it's a polyamorous relationship, everybody must communicate effectively. So there's a couple of tips that the book actually provides. So the problem is that sometimes we'll translate the language that our partner is giving us incorrectly, right? So what we're doing is positive, uplifting words, quality time, receiving gifts, right? Giving gifts, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. So we're looking at all these, right? So the positive, uplifting words are affirmations. You look great, that dress looks great on you, you look beautiful today, I love you, right? This is necessary, right? Why? Because as humans, we need support from other people. That's why we try to find partners, that's why we try to find connections, that's why we try to trust people. And if we don't do that, we become susceptible to depression, and what happens is that our lives start to spiral because it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. No one loves me, so I must be horrible in whatever. It could be bed, it could be at work, it could be just in life in general, and it just becomes this whole cycle of I hate myself. Now, the other thing that I want to do next is going to let you know that a lot of this is spiritual. This is a spiritual union between you and your partner or partners. So quality time is very important. It's not being near a person, like, oh, I'll watch the game while you're on the computer. This is like doing something that you guys both like. It could be Netflix and chill, just chilling, right? But you guys are both enjoying it, you're both into it, focusing and laughing together, enjoying the moment, and actually experiencing it together. So that's the second part of it. And of course, a lot of people with today's society, it's just so fast-paced with all the stimulus, it becomes very difficult because it's almost like, oh, you know, I'll check my text, and then you start getting unfocused. And then the other person's like, well, they're checking their text, so I'll do the same thing. It doesn't work that way. You have to dedicate some time. It could be 30 minutes, but 30 minutes of intense, you know, quality time is better than 1 hour of just no focus whatsoever, right? So think about that. So next, what we're looking at is receiving gifts. Now, there's a lot of people that like to express themselves like this. You know, they say that they like to flower their beauty in gifts and flowers and chocolate. Okay, that's cool, that's fine. Some people just don't do that, right? So within these 5 love languages, you can see where you're strong, right? And then you can communicate that a little bit better, right? So your partner starts to understand where you're expressing yourself more adamantly, more intimately, right?
I'm not favorable towards that because anytime that actually happens to me, I feel so bad. I feel so horrible because I can't reciprocate sometimes because, of course, I grew up poor, so anytime that someone buys me something, I feel really bad about it. So, getting a little bit better on that. Me, I am a little bit more about physical touch, right? And then, of course, acts of service. That's me. That's how I communicate to my love. So physical touch, of course, I'm Colombian, so Latin, we kiss on the cheek, very expressive physically and everything like that. And of course, acts of service, so throwing out the trash, doing something, cleaning, I love it, right? So this is also being aware of our upbringing, right? So this is very determinant on how we were raised. Now, finally, what I want you to know about the 5 love languages is, and of course, I learned this in another book by the name of Two or More, which is a polyamorous book, one of the most famous books that they've had, is knowing what makes you happy and what makes you sad, what makes you feel praised and what hurts you, because this way your partner can communicate better to avoid hurting you and to make you feel better. Alright guys, so hopefully that helped with a couple of quick tips for the 5 love languages by Gary Chapman, I'm out and about, I just talked about.